Hello, 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 traders. How's everybody doing this hump day, Wednesday? Um, it's good to be back, guys. As I said in my previous video, I've been in and out. I got a lot of real world stuff going on, and then I have my internet endeavors as well. So, I have to take time out to do the stuff in the real world, and I'm back here, and I'm in and out all over the place. All right, so let's get right into it. As you remember, I'm trying to build this small account, get it over that $1,000 mark. So what I've been doing lately is while I'm down in the 500 to $1,000 range, I'm just going to be using a max of 300 shares, um, just basically to protect the downside. So I've said it before, and if you didn't catch it before, I always say defense is the best offense. That goes if you ever look at any sports, basketball, football, any sport really, um, that has defense involved, then you'll know that defense is always your best offense. So what I mean by that is you have to limit your downside. I know this sounds cliche, but it's the truth. You have to limit your downside, um, and then look for a high upside. So that way, if you do have a downturn, it's not bad. It won't kill you. It won't hurt you. That's one thing I had to learn over time. So until I get over 1,000 shares, I'm sorry, $1,000, I'm not gonna go over 300 shares max position size. So anyway, guys, I made two trades, $85 in gross profit, 85.25. Those commissions, guys. That's why when you have a small account, you got to be very selective with the stocks you choose. But anyway, after commissions and fees is 41.88. I'll open up tomorrow a little over 700 bucks. Um, Anyways, guys, took two trades. I did a lot of scaling. That's one of the reasons why the commission was a little higher than it probably normally would be. I did a little scaling in, a little scaling out. So, anyways, guys, the first trade I took was ACOR. I took it. I saw it on the intraday chart. If you see in this area here, it broke the pre-market. I'm sorry, not the pre-market. I'm very sorry about that. It broke the opening high. It broke out of that range. It broke the daily high. It caught my attention. And I saw it at around 9:40, and then I watched it. I watched it until it broke over. Once it broke over, I took a starter position of 100 shares to see if it would hold that level above the daily high of 416, 417. And it looked like it was holding pretty well, so I went ahead and added my other 200. I had a profit target of 20 cent. As you can see, got in originally at 419, got out at 439, hitting my profit target. Shortly thereafter, it did fade away, so it was a good thing that I went ahead and took profit there. And then on my next trade, and also I noticed I was playing with a little fire here, but I know that you would get normally you would get a typically you would get a quick breakout before the reversal. Sometimes it's a false breakout, but you'll usually get at least a small push before it will reject and come back to where it's going. So that's what I was aware of. I went ahead and took a scalp basically. But yeah, you kind of know that it wasn't going to go too much further because if you look at the daily here, the 50 moving averages and the other average moving average here is just above it. So that's why it ultimately rejected. But it's actually kind of holding. It held around this 370 area. It would have been a good little play, but I was done with it because I was long biased on it. And then the next trade, HOME, HOME. I took my first trade on it at 10:15. Let's see here. Took my first trade at 10:15. Went long at 880. Is this today? No, that's not today. That was yesterday. Okay, here we are. Sorry about that. A little rusty here, guys. Just getting back into it. So yeah. Anyway, guys, 10:15, as you can see, around that 880. Again, another stock that broke above its opening high. So it's basically like what they call an opening range breakout. And sure enough, as it broke above, it caught my attention. I went ahead and took a starter position of 100 shares. It looked like it was having strength, so I went ahead and added at 883, and I started to sell. I sold half at 893, 10 cents up, as it looked like it wanted to kind of slow down here. If you look at these candles here, they have the wicks. If you see a lot of wicky candles, that means it's a lot of rejection at whatever area you see that. There's a lot of rejection. You know, the stock is trying to go above it, but the sellers are just overpowering it. And I noticed that. That's why I sold some at 893 instead of waiting to my full target. And surely it was good I did, because it did hit a high of 9, but it didn't get up to the 903 that I would have needed for the 20 cent. It did come back down, and it rejected down here to about back to my previous entry, but I got out. I scaled out. As you can see, I was all the way out at 891. So uh, for a total gain on that trade of $50, and I'm sorry, $35 on that trade and $50 on ACOR, which brought the total of $85. 41 after commissions, guys. Um, just glad to be back into it. I'm trying to. I'm gonna make sure I'm more very selective, and also, again, guys, if I can leave you with anything, guys, like I said, defense is your best offense. The reason I say that is because I know it's just as well as it happened with me. It happens with a lot of us. We tend to just look at focus mainly. I'm not gonna say only look at, but we tend to focus mainly on the upside of a stock. You know what I mean? Once we get in it, we're so focused, or even before we get in it, you're so focused on looking at what you can make. You know, you look at the next resistance level, you say, okay, well, it has room to run up a whole dollar or $2 or whatever, and that yeah, you know, you get the dollar signs in your eyes, and then that kind of blinds you and distorts you from actually seeing, you know, your downside risk. So, like I said, defense is the best offense. Try to instill that in your head, drill that into your head, guys, um, because that's gonna make all the difference in the long run. You know what I mean? You got to realize, guys, this is a marathon, not a race. So, you know, you can't just, you know, have everything in a vacuum and only look at, you know, this 30-minute period, not thinking of 30 days from now. You know, you want to be in a good shape 30 days from now. So that's what I wanted to leave you guys with, guys. I may or may not trade tomorrow. I don't know. But if I do, I'll make a video. I'll let you guys know, guys. Until next time, I'll see you on the next